Hello again. Welcome back to the Merle Girl Movies podcast.
Hooray!
I did it. I did it right. That's our name. Okay.
Let's start again.
Okay. So, this is a new month, new topic, new everything.
Yes.
We're going to talk adaptations because I will talk your ear off about books. This is an important part of my life. What I have chosen, because it was a difficult choice, we're going to talk about Clueless.
Yay. Yeah.
Because I want to talk about Jane Austen.
Yep. I have words about Emma. You know?
I
So
have
I am
words
down
about
for
Emma
this.
as well. The thing is, Clueless, as an adaptation, is amazing.
Rocky.
Like,
Socks
would
to
you
the
still...
dog.
Alright, no, listen to me. Listen, hear me out here. Clueless takes the elements of Emma and perfectly modernizes it. Everything is just
Teresa.
exactly like it needs to be.
Emphasize.
They-
Well, I don't know that there's another movie adaptation that's as
There's
well
not,
done as Clueless.
There's a
like,
couple that
as
come close. There's a couple that are really good, but I'm talking like modernization, where you take an older book and you move it. You know,
Yeah,
like okay, for example, 10 Things I Hate About You. It's a modernization of Shakespeare.
It's a lot of. I was Shakespeare. Was it always Shakespeare?
It's First off, Heath Ledger, thank you, Jesus. But the man's got an Australian accent. Okay. It's a good movie. It's not the best adaptation I've ever seen. Honestly, it's because Clueless exists as a
Teresa,
movie.
stop it.
Eh.
Now,
No
She
kissing
brought
the
her
dog.
He's a
Cameron.
boy. He's a boy.
He licked
Okay.
my nose. Thank you. I didn't lick his nose. That'd be weird. Just like, hey.
Well, licking nose shows deference.
Oh my
You would be
goodness.
sho-
So
Okay.
Clueless
So-
is one of my
brought her
favorite.
dog again.
He is a good boy, and he did not want to be left alone at home. Okay?
Oh, is that why?
He
Or you didn't want to
he
leave?
ran right to the door the second I opened it. He was on the
Oh
balcony.
my goodness.
I was like, okay,
Anyway,
little boy.
so Clueless is one of my favorite
Yes.
90s movies. The fashion is fucking incredible.
All right.
And then
Paul
I remember being
Rudd.
tiny
Yes.
and being obsessed with that stupid Barbie computer that she had that would like show her outfits. I remember losing my mind with that.
Fashion.
Yeah.
It was super cool.
Like, I don't have to rifle through my clothes. I have this digital archive of everything.
Right, like
It's-
I can match things
the one
without having
thing-
to try it on. Like that's fucking cool.
It was annoying to me though that she had a black skirt and just a shirt. It was like mismatch, and I'm like, black skirts
Goes with everything.
What are you doing?
Yeah. There are a handful of problems with this movie, being that it was in the 90s.
There's a handful of problems with it being that it's an adaptation of a
Being that
book.
it's an adaptation.
Oh,
Well, okay, if we're going to talk...
that scene with Elton is much better.
Well, okay, I really do like a lot of the things that they changed in the movie. Like,
Like
okay,
the non-slur against the gypsies, for example.
the non-slur against the
Oh.
gypsies. We don't have...
Oh shit!
We don't have
about
that.
Oh!
Yeah,
Forgot
okay,
about
okay. So you're not allowed to say gypsy. It is a slur against
Yeah.
the Romani people.
Yeah.
It has always been used as a slur.
That's good.
And in Emma, there's a scene where they're just walking along minding their own business, and then there's a caravan of people who come to rob them. You know,
So
they're...
you're gesturing into your dog's face.
I'm very sorry.
Like
So
4 times
this-
now, you're like, boom!
This does not happen in the modernization. Instead, Ty is almost thrown over a balcony into a mall. It's very dramatic.
She was already in the mall.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Over the
Into
balcony
a-
into the
mall. Further into the mall. There was the
See, because
mall.
the differences that I have is that I have never read Emma because I saw Gwyneth Paltrow and I fucking hated it.
Oh.
So
yeah.
I don't know how similar that
off,
is to the
actually,
books.
The
I
Gwyneth
also-
Paltrow version is very nice.
No, it's not.
It is.
No.
It
This
is.
is
Emma
actually-
is a
If I
terrible
ever
movie.
I know that Emma is a terrible human being.
She's just such a bitch.
She's
Like,
so
she's
afraid.
just really just
Well,
just
she's
a
like
bitch.
that for
I'm not in love with
Dream.
her. She is kind of a bad person.
Awful.
Honestly, Harriet is a good person.
Well, yeah.
Harriet is not very smart, but she is very well-meaning. She is very well-meaning, and she is very sweet, and she deserves to be happy with
You
Mr.
bring
Robert
him
Martin.
next week.
Just like the dog, you know?
We just talk over my dog's
deserves
fucking
to be
head.
happy.
He's a little boy, and he loves me.
Okay,
Are
put
you okay?
him down. We are in the midst of recording. Rocky.
Oh my goodness.
We're Rocky.
So anyway, so Emma, right? As a book.
He's like, why are you not paying attention to me?
You have nothing to add about Emma. You will leave.
Oh my boy.
No.
Baby.
Begin.
So podcast.
Okay.
He's fine.
So,
He's got his toy. He's fine.
So,
Oh, if I hear squeaking, I swear
there
to
will,
God.
there will be squeaking. He's got to squeak. You threw him on the ground.
Remove it! Come here, buddy. Come here.
Oh my goodness. Anyway.
So that was fun.
Sorry for that.
There are dogs in Emma as well. There's a whole scene.
There's also some dogs, am I
There's also
right?
that's another thing.
Oh,
okay.
the cat character.
The weird thing about Emma is that there's not a cad character. Like, okay, granted, Ewan McGregor does some bad things. Frank Churchill is not the best person.
I remember his hair being awful.
His hair was awful. He looked like the Mad Hatter. I was like, oh, Ewan McGregor. But he's not a wicked person as much as he is kind of cowardly. And in Clueless, they've taken Frank Churchill and they've made him Christian. And Christian,
the name of the character, not the fact that he is Christian.
Yeah, his character Christian.
But the name of the character.
Christian's he's not a cad, he's not a bad person. He's gay. That's his thing. And that's how come he can't be with Cher, because Cher is like a woman, come on. And
at least they didn't go homophobic.
But they didn't go homophobic on
They really could
Christian.
have.
They really accepted.
I mean, the
him and
only
brought
thing
him
they
in.
did was call him a cake boy.
That's the thing.
That's
they,
the
that
only
some
negative
terminology was a little
But that
bit,
was from
but-
Turk and not.
And it went on for a minute.
It
The
went on
exact
for a
line
minute.
was a disco dancing, Oscar Wilde
Yeah.
reading,
Yeah.
Streisand ticket holding.
Yeah.
They went on for a minute.
Euphemism.
But the only person that
And-
was mean to him was Turk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
but
it was
also-
and it wasn't
What,
necessarily mean. He was
Faison.
mostly
Faison?
making fun of Cher for being attracted to him, because he's like, "You're not going to have sex with him.
Right.
It's not going to happen." Because she did try to have sex with him. She was like, "Well, I like him, and he's nice, and he's friendly."
She was
and
very flirty.
She was very like.
They were on a bed.
It was very awkward,
She
and
was
he
very
was like,
hilarious.
"I have to leave. This is out of my depth." And she's like, "Oh no, I've broken everything. I've ruined it. Something's wrong with me." And it's like, "Sweetie, no."
So what's the difference between that and the book?
Frank Churchill was in love with Jane Fairfax.
He was a cad.
There's no Jane Fairfax in Clueless because he's not secretly engaged. They're in high school. That can't be a thing.
This is California, not Kentucky.
Yeah, they make that joke, Terrell.
They do.
So there's a handful of jokes, you know. But it's a really good adaptation. Like, it takes all of the major elements of Emma and it puts them in this modern setting in a way that is believable, it's funny, it's likable.
And plus, the universe of Clueless itself is just really well done. Like, all of the different characters having different stereotypical tropes, but they were all still
The one,
mostly
the
being
one thing that I
friends.
liked about it the most is that they made fun of this upper middle class woman complaining about life being hard, which is my major
Right.
complaint about reading Jane
Like,
Austen in general.
Life is so,
It's like, life
so,
is so difficult.
hard. My maid doesn't even understand me.
It's
Like,
yeah.
oh my god.
My masseuse says I have a lot of tension in my back. you know?
Yeah.
And that's
It's
one of the
that
things
kind
I
of thing.
liked
And
about
they
it.
do play up that
Is because
humor.
they do that in the books where you're just like, you are well off. Like, I
Yeah.
know you've got problems, but
Like,
you're not
Emma
in the kitchen.
is wealthy enough to not have to worry about getting married. Like, congratulations that you got Mr. Knightley. I'm very proud of you, even though it's
clawing
kind
my
of weird.
leg.
Now, Mr. Knightley
You
was
yelp, I
he was
swear to God.
practically her brother. He knew her when she was a baby. Like,
No, you stay here.
you know. Okay.
Like a person.
because someone has to control him.
Little
Since-
boy.
Oh.
Since his
Jeanette
mother will
doesn't know
not.
how to say no. I'm sorry. I love my boy. All right. So. Okay.
He's snorting into the camera.
I like Cher more than I like Emma.
Yeah.
Cher is.
Yeah.
She does have her spoiled princess ways.
She helped with
here
the
and
Pismo
there.
Beach disaster.
Well, she did that because she wanted to feel good about herself, which on the
Which is
one
a very
hand,
Peter Cook thing to
come
do.
on, yeah, it's a little bit.
Um,
But on the other hand,
okay,
she
so
is
there's
Just
helping.
make a
There-
bedazzled
there's
reference
a-
out of
yes,
nowhere.
I did make a bedazzled reference. So
Yeah.
there is a tie, but who is, what is it?
Dion.
Dion.
Dion is Miss Weston. No, she's not. That's the teacher.
Is there
Miss
even-
Geist is Miss
Miss
Weston.
Woodhouse?
No, that's Cher.
I mean, no, Miss Smith. Who could think of Miss Smith?
No, that's Ty.
That's Ty.
That's what, I don't
Yeah,
think,
I don't think there's a
she
Dion
has
in the
a
book.
Dion.
Well, she had Miss Weston, but Miss Weston, I guess she is Miss Weston, and they did another Miss Weston for the Miss Geist thing. I guess
Huh.
that's what they did adaptation-wise. They gave Cher a best friend, because Miss Weston does play a dual role in Emma. She is both Cher's nanny best friend, her governess best friend, and she is the lady that she got married to Mr. Weston, and she's like, oh, I'm a matchmaker. Like,
Real quick, I can't think of his name. What is the other teacher's name? The male teacher's
Wallace
name?
Shawn.
Wallace Shawn. Couldn't
Oh,
think of his
Shawn.
name. I love Wallace Shawn.
I love that man.
Not just Princess Bride, also BoJack.
Also, yes.
Remember BoJack?
Honestly,
90s.
The
Also,
Incredibles.
Mom and Dad
all of
Save
the
the
little
World.
cogs have to work
90s
together.
now.
Also, the one where they kidnap their parents in the basement. What's that called?
House
that's
arrest?
right,
House arrest.
House arrest.
Yeah,
I
Jamie Lee
freaking
Curtis.
forgot about that
He's
movie.
in the. They tried to shove him out the hole. Help!
The last thing I watched
I
him
love
in was
Wallace
The
Shawn
Incredibles,
so much.
and he was that poor...
He's the little boss.
Yeah.
Little boss,
Yeah, he's the
Finley.
boss, and then he's also the T-Rex in the Toy
In
Story
the Toy
movies.
Story movies.
Like,
Shit,
I
yeah.
love Wallace Shawn.
He does
to this
everything.
point.
Jesus
Like,
Christ.
I love him.
He does.
And he is good in Clueless. I like him as the teacher. I like all the characters in Clueless. There's not really
Well, I
anybody.
had the biggest crush on that one boy. That grunge boy.
Breckenmeyer.
Breckenmeyer. Oh my
Breckenmeyer.
god.
Mhm.
Because not only was he like that weird rocky grungy 90s thing that
Yes.
I was super into because oh my god.
Right.
Never-
And then he's just
And then
adorable.
he's
Well,
cute
such a
and
good
likable
person.
and bouncy.
He is.
And he's
Right.
like trying to help Ty when she hurts her head. He's like, hey, he's
No, my favorite scene is whenever he's in class and he's talking about Nine Inch Nails. And
right.
he's like, what?
That's
what?
how the way my kids are going to feel about Nine Inch Nails, so I should be
Yeah.
nicer, right?
Yeah.
I should be nicer to my mom. And the teacher's like, and then that's my favorite
Tolerance
scene with
is
him
always a good
because-
lesson.
Tolerance is a good lesson. Doesn't
Right.
really match what we're trying to talk about today, but okay.
No, Clueless
Yeah.
is one of those movies that I can watch like over and over.
It's really good.
But when
the
it comes to
dialogue
Emma-
is great.
I did not like Emma.
I rode
Because
through the rain.
the difference is that Clueless, Cher can be a spoiled brat, but she's trying to fix herself. She's trying to do something better. Emma is just a bitch the entire time.
She's trying
She's-
as well. She does take soup and stuff to the Bates house. She does take little Toni Collette under her wing and try to.
Tony
Yeah, but
Collette.
that was
Yeah.
for her own benefit.
It's all to make herself feel better.
Cher does the same thing.
Yeah,
Clueless.
Cher does the same thing.
I'm going to take
Cher
this
is
country
like,
bumpkin.
Josh said
and
that
I'm gonna
I'm
make her
not good
better.
enough, so I'm going to be good enough because how dare that
Yeah,
kind of thing.
I mean, the
I'm not
whole-
saying
So
she's not
it is-
fickle,
It's the
project.
same.
but she's at least a
personality trait.
nice person
They-
compared to Emma.
honestly,
I was watching Emma and
yeah.
I was like, why
I do-
is this called Emma when she's such a shit?
I do like
Like,
Cher
she's
better
just-
than Emma.
Well, she is. She's very like, oh, if you don't believe how I feel, then there's a couple scenes where
Obviously,
she just
you're wrong.
right. She just shits on her friend. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And then there's that one scene where gets mad at her for being a bitch.
Yeah.
That one scene where they're outside.
Where they're outside in the arrows.
That scene
Yes.
is
Yeah.
there. It's also there in Clueless. It's just played really quickly where you don't notice. The part where
The one
she's
about
like,
the maid.
yeah,
right?
and then he's
Yeah.
like, Lucy's from El Salvador.
You know I don't speak Mexican. Lucy's from El Salvador. They're two fucking different countries.
They are actually two different countries. I mean,
Yeah.
they're very similar in location.
And
but
they
that
don't
doesn't
speak
mean-
Mexican in El Salvador.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not how it
Well,
works.
she even says, "I'm not a Mexican," and then
Yeah.
gets pissed off and runs off.
Well,
like, why
yeah.
would she get mad?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If
It's,
that wasn't.
well, it's a thing. It's a definite thing. It's a completely
It's
different
just
country.
She's not necessarily a bitch. I just think that she's ignorant.
Yes.
She's very, and you can learn from
and
being
she's,
ignorant. That's
she's
fixable.
trying to be better, and Josh does. He's like, okay, this is different country, different. You get upset if someone thinks you live below sunset or whatever he said.
Yeah.
Like you know,
Right. Now, Paul Rudd, he's adorable,
Paul Rudd.
and he has yet to age.
That was the first movie I ever saw Paul Rudd in, and Josh. Oh my
I
god.
think so.
Oh
What
my
else?
god.
What else was
That
there?
was it. He was in Romeo plus Juliet, the Baz Luhrmann one.
Oh, I have never watched that.
But whatever.
Yeah.
Baz Luhrmann.
No offense.
Do you think?
Yeah.
No offense, but also
the problem
offense.
with
Also
Baz
all the
Luhrmann
offense.
is the play. It does start off tense, right? It does start off with that "I do bite my thumb, sir, but maybe not at you," And shut up.
I'm sorry. I was just remembering how that play starts with a series of rape jokes.
Yeah.
I don't need
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
In my
so,
life.
but Baz Luhrmann, if you watch that first movie, they start out with just shrieking at each other. I mean, it goes 0 to 100 real quick, and it's supposed to build a little bit. It's not supposed to start out here. It's supposed to,
Yeah.
So I have some problems with that
Baz
version. And also Jamie Kennedy. What are you doing there?
The man
is
from
Jamie
Son
Kennedy? I
of
hate
the
Jamie
Mask.
Jamie Kennedy is in the beginning of the.
Well, I know him from that awful dance
I
movie
will tell
that
you
I
what.
liked.
The one thing I do really like about Baz Luhrmann. How have you made John Leguizamo attractive? Every movie, I'm like, hey. It's not that often, and with Baz Luhrmann, it is.
I forgot I was on camera. I was fucking with the dog. Sorry. I was playing with the dog. I forgot I was on camera.
I'm looking for John Leguizamo.
How
Anyway.
about you stand up?
Yeah, he's
Latin
funny.
history for morons.
Yeah,
It's good.
yeah, I like him.
Watch it.
I think he's good looking.
Nothing to do with Clueless,
Yeah.
but you know.
Yeah,
just-
we veered. Come back to Clueless. Okay, so
the dad. I love the dad.
the dad. Well,
What is his name?
I like the guy he was in Addams Family.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah,
I can't remember his name.
he's the guy that I
Daniel.
thought was Al Calavici, but he's not. I
Who?
don't know.
But no, his character's
Yeah.
really good.
I like her dad in
He's-
Clueless better than her dad in Emma. Her dad in Emma is like this old hypochondriac kind of character, and he's just very like, oh dear, we should not go outside. We'll catch our cold. It'll be awful. And
I don't
he's
remember
very-
her father in that movie at all. Was he
He's-
only there for like 2
He's
seconds?
not very memorable. He's just kind of quiet and old and like hypochondriac-y, whereas Cher's father has all kinds of personality going
He's a
on.
lawyer.
Yeah.
And he's like, on the one hand, he's like,
Well,
I'm
he
trying to-
yells constantly.
Yeah, but he also does have that. He
Yeah.
does care for his daughter. They have that really good scene where he's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
you and I if we have a problem, we're gonna figure
gonna
it out.
talk
We're gonna
about it.
talk
We're
it
gonna-
out. We're gonna work it out. We're gonna solve it. We're gonna have an issue.
Yeah.
We're gonna fix it."
And he does love her,
You know?
and it's very nice.
And it's very
Yeah.
important that he's like, "Let's figure out. Oh, a boy doesn't like you back. Well, then he's an idiot. I don't want you with him."
right?
You know, very
Like,
supportive
what kind of
dad.
idiot boy is this?
Despite the whole
Yeah,
yelling
but
at
what
her.
kind of ego are you also giving your daughter when you
Right.
say that?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, obviously, if the boy doesn't like you, just go on. It's fine. Whatever.
I mean, yeah,
Do
you
your
need to
thing.
say that, yeah, but
Yeah.
don't say, oh, it's, you know,
Obviously,
because of
he's
how...
just not good enough for you.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know about that.
But also, he is Josh, who, okay. It's a little bit creepy in both versions.
Yeah,
In
a
Emma,
little bit.
Mr. Knightley has known Emma since she was a baby because his brother is married to her sister. So he has known her whole life. 22 years of it.
I mean,
And
they live in England.
They
I was
live in
about to say,
England,
everyone's really close-knit, everyone knows
Yeah.
each other's names, and
but
everybody's business.
he's been her brother for like 22 years of her life. It's a brother-in-law, but it's still brother.
Right.
Now in Clueless, Josh is
Stepbrothers.
stepbrother. His mother was for a short period of time married to Cher's father. So they're never actually related. They're never they're only step related, and they're not related anymore because Cher's father got divorced from Josh's mother.
You divorce
No, I thought-
wives, not children.
Oh.
Yeah.
okay.
So he's still taking care of Josh. He's still like, I support you and you're my son because I adopted you kind of thing. But he divorced his mother.
Well, do they ever say how long they were even married for?
No, but it can't have been that long. You know, it
Right.
Well, it
It's
could have
that
been
very
a while.
first line. What
It-
does she say? You were married to her. You were hardly married to my mother. That was like 5 years ago. Why do I have to see John?
Yeah. She's very much like he's not part of the family anymore, and the lawyer dad is like,
Right.
no, I
So that's
adopted
a
him.
little bit better.
Yeah,
But I mean,
first
also,
off, I supported 1,000% because
your mom
Paul
banged
Rudd.
my dad.
Like, well, yeah.
It's like that
But-
movie I was trying to tell Jeanette about, that Julianne Moore movie, The English Teacher.
Oh, the one where she
Not
goes
a
off
good
with Greg
movie.
Kinnear.
But
yeah, it was
Greg
gross.
Kinnear.
Yeah.
Greg Kinnear was like, I'm going to hit on Julianne Moore, even though she banged my son.
Yeah.
Mmm.
Yeah.
Mmm. No.
Yeah, no.
No.
Someone called that Tunnel Buddies, and I hated it.
Ew.
It's the worst thing I've ever heard.
Oh,
in my life.
ew.
Yeah, no.
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 That gross.
Someone on the internet said that, and I
That-
almost vomited.
That disgusting. That gross.
Anyway,
Yeah. Anyway.
so aside from Tunnel Buddies, this movie's pretty.
Ew.
It's okay.
Ew. No, it's a good, solid movie. The characters are good. I like
The
Ty.
only part about the
I
movie
miss
I don't
Brittany
like is
Murphy.
that awful cliche dramatic part that they did on purpose for laughs. But
Where
that
they-
part where she thinks and then the fountain
And
goes,
the fountain goes off
and it's
behind
supposed
her.
to be like, oh my god,
It's like, oh my god.
it's supposed to be silly, but
Yeah.
I hate it. Like
I-
plus that song.
I think it's funny.
Mm-mm.
Just all by myself.
That song is the
I think
worst.
it's funny. It's the cinematography is very nice. I like watching this movie just
I
because
mostly
it
the
does
fashion
look,
is mostly the best thing. Like
I mean, the first time you see Dion, she's wearing this hat, like
Well, there's that part, yeah. Yeah.
you know. But yes, a lot of the fashion, like that outfit they put Ty in when they're dressing her up, and they're like, "You're gonna be popular and cute and everything."
Oh, a little
The
short velvety
midriff shirt with
skirt.
the heart. That's so cute.
Yeah.
Like I really.
She's adorable.
Brittany Murphy was just the cutest thing. She
Right.
was so cute and.
I mean,
really
there
likable
are
in this
there
movie.
are some problems though, like the dynamic of the kids in the high school. You know, Dion has to fight with her boyfriend,
Right.
and they fight in that way. It's just like, why do you
Yeah.
have to fight each other in public all the time as an image thing?
Yeah.
You know, it's just like,
go
why?
ahead and break up, and we're done here. I'm not
or
going
you can
through
just
that drama.
stop doing the drama for the sake of drama. I don't need it.
Yeah. You know, and then the tiny dog, and then the cliched like groups and things. That's a little bit.
I mean, people have similar interests, and they do kind of group up together. But
Yeah.
having the jocks over here, and then
Jeanette.
the nerds on the lawn.
I need you to say no to your dog.
I don't know what is up with him today.
Maybe he
I do
wants a
not know
drink or
what you
something?
want. There is water over there.
Does he need to go potty?
I don't
He is
know.
being extra.
Extra pay
He's
attention
normally
to me right
not
now.
this. Yeah.
He normally he is not. He is very
Anyway.
much please pay attention to me.
I don't know. There's not a whole lot to say about Clueless
Yeah,
because like it's
well-
just a good movie. Like it has different scenes that help add to everything. I like that scene where they're taking pictures of Ty.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
The updating,
Elton's
the
gross.
painting.
Yeah. Elton is gross.
Elton is nasty.
He is worse in the remake than he is as the curate. The curate is still not a good person, but I am going to smack you.
I think he maybe
I
really
think-
does need to go
I
to the
think he
bathroom.
needs to go potty.
I think he does.
I mean, we're gonna wrap it up anyway.
we're going to
but
wrap it up here. Give me a second. Oh my goodness.
Something is wrong.
What is this? Explain your tiny self.
Anyway,
Okay. So yeah, so as an adaptation, it hits all the right beats. It changes some things. I'm gonna have to smack him. I really, really am.
I personally think Clueless is better than Emma because Emma kind of sucks as a character.
Well, you do like Cher a little bit
and
better.
I mean,
She's a better
yeah, obviously I'm
person.
gonna like it better anyway because it's a modernization.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, the soundtrack of both is really nice, and I do like Jane Austen's
I
writing.
love the soundtrack
I
in the
think-
book.
I'm saying the Gwyneth Paltrow. I'm sorry.
sorry, that's how I'm
They-
going because I haven't read the book. I've only seen,
She's seen the Gwyneth Paltrow.
so that's where I'm going.
The book does have that dry Jane Austen wit. I really like it. I like how she is snarky. I like how she has her characters have something to say. I like, so I enjoy reading Jane Austen, and I do think as an adaptation, this one's pretty dang good. It takes characters and it makes changes where it needs to. We don't really need Jane Fairfax, mostly because of the engagement thing. We don't need that, and we do have mostly that we have Elton, where Elton goes with Amber, like Mr. Elton went off and got married to that woman from Bath who was just terrible. And, they took elements and they moved it, and then they have that burning of the mementos scene, which is really nice.
Mhm,
And then
right.
Ty falling for Josh and Cher getting all jealous. It's same thing as Harriet being like Mr. Knightley and Emma being like, hey. Yeah.
anyway,
So yeah, it's good. It's a good solid adaptation where it left behind stuff that it didn't need and it kept the stuff it did.
Yeah.
I like
Okay.
it. I like it a whole
well, is
lot.
that all we wanted to say on it?
We kind of need to do whatever's going on
Yeah, because
here.
we need to.
I
So
need to take care of the boy.
maybe if we just
I
let him
don't-
out or something.
I don't understand what's up
Does
with
he
this
want
boy.
the fucking dog toy behind you? Is that why he's trying to climb you?
That might be. Look at that. His ears perked. Look at that shit.
Oh my god, the focus. Anyway, okay. Well,
All
Let him
right.
go.
All right.
Let him go.
So yeah. So
So tell us what other books or anything you'd like us to do for adaptation.
August.
August.
We've got what 3 more? How many Sundays are in?
I think there's 3. There might be 4.
Is
It
there?
might be a long month.
Anyway, if you have any adaptations that you whatever, provided we have read and seen it,
Right.
we could possibly talk about it.
Because it's a little difficult when you haven't read the book.
It's a little difficult with the squeaking.
Okay.
The horrible
the squeaking of a hideous heart. Like, okay. Yeah.
Under the
so,
floorboards.
So
Well,
yeah,
thank you
yeah.
for watching.
Thank you for being here. I do recommend all of it. I recommend Jane Austen, I recommend Clueless, and I do recommend the Gwyneth Paltrow Emma. Honestly, if you're going to watch Emma, I would prefer the Mark Strong version. I think it's a better adaptation than the Emma one, but the Emma one is beautiful and worthwhile, and there's random piles of fruit everywhere, and it's just like, okay, look, a pineapple.
Is that the fucking movie that had triangle
That
and
was the
stuff
movie with the
everywhere?
triangle
Oh, that was
fruit.
so distracting. It was awful.
They walk into
Why
a
do
party
you
and
need
there's
that
a
much
triangle.
fruit?
The pineapple is the status
It's
symbol.
just a triangle pyramid of fruit. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Well, just real quick historical thing. Pineapples were a specialty thing. They were
Yeah,
rare.
right. They were
and
imported.
people used to
Mhm.
rent them
Mm-hmm.
for parties. And they would be rotting because
You don't
would
actually
rent
eat
it out.
the pineapple.
And if you,
It's far too valuable to
If you
eat.
actually cut into it and ate it, the host would secretly be like, "No," because that was hundreds of dollars Or the pineapple.
Pineapple is, and there's a pineapple in Emma. If you go into one of the parties, you look at the piles of fruit. There's a pineapple in the back. It's just kind of sitting there.
It's just a status
pineapple
thing.
in the back, and it's like that's historically accurate. So yeah, so I recommend all of it. Clueless is hilarious. The dialogue is just right here, and it's a solid adaptation.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
All right.